Highlights of Miles Guo's live broadcast on March 18, 2020. CCP's warfare and world responses. CCP agents' activities. Amid the coronavirus outbreak, Bruno Wu came to New York as a human bomb to spread the virus and infect groups of people. Yet his primary target is Miles Guo and his fellows, the wakers of the world and the eliminator of the CCP. At all costs and through all possible means, Wu aims to shut down Guo fellows' YouTube channels and Twitter accounts. All American silent forces that have been compromised by the CCP via coercion, bribery and honey trap are going to take actions to disarray, undermine and upend the U.S. The rule of law fund and rule of law society will be smeared. CCP propaganda. The CCP is the biggest liar, but it has the strongest propaganda. Its domestic and overseas propaganda mirrors its properties of falsehood, deception, and rule of mafia tactics. The CCP dominates domestic media and thus is able to freely fool Chinese people at home and abroad. The true origin of the virus as well as its cause death tolls in Wuhan, Huangshe, Xiaogan, Shanghai, Chengdu, Changqing are covered up and lied about. The CCP propaganda has been in full operation, fabricating the epidemic containment, boasting about the CCP's leadership, falsifying the advantage of authoritarian regime. Many overseas Chinese residents and students have been tricked to go back to China. Jack Ma, whose whole family were reported by the CCP as having cancers, is now in America to give away masks that are desperately wanted in China. Noteworthily, the medical equipments donated by the U.S. to Wuhan are still kept intact. Sun Lijun quoted Han Zheng and Sun Chuanlan's words that these equipments have backdoors that once in operation would send data to the U.S. Bearing in mind his CCP membership and unkept promise to create 1 million jobs in the U.S., Ma's activities are suspected of having propaganda and intelligence purposes. The worst is that the CCP propaganda has hijacked 1.4 billion Chinese people by making the CCP and China and the Chinese people one and the same. There is therefore a risk that the innocent Chinese people could be blamed for the virus. CCP latest decisions. At the latest CCP Central Committee meeting, the leaders have decided to take the best advantage of post-pandemic global gloomy economy and disrupted supply chains. The CCP will imminently announce a successful invention of a cure of the virus. This cure, as well as recovered production capacities and outputs at the expense of Chinese workers' lives, will be abused by the CCP. Exploiting other countries' troubling states, it will bargain, coerce and trade off with the U.S. to allow the RMB currency to be internationalized, open its technology market, let Huawei get away, permit the PLA to station overseas, freely utilize the natural resources in Africa and the Middle East, etc. Therefore it would achieve the results that the U.S. abandon dollar global dominating status and the CCP take away and conquer half of the world. In the meantime, the leaders praise the Foreign Ministry, Central Propaganda Department, Radio and Television Department, Network Office for having fought and won a beautiful battle. In a short duration of 10 days, these agencies have successfully introduced the propaganda warfare abroad, shifted the world attention on the epidemic away from China, smeared the U.S. as liable for the origin of the virus, caused thousands contagious cases in Italy and Iran, brought chaos to the U.S., the U.K. and Germany. Special acknowledgements and rewards were granted to TikTok, Zoom, WeChat, and Alibaba. These propaganda arms have made 60 to 70% of Chinese believe that the virus was originated from the U.S. and imported to China by the U.S. military. U.S.'s reaction. The Americans have been too naive about the CCP virus, too greedy, all in their mind is money, too slow, too bureaucratic, and too stupid to react in 3 battlefields including Hong Kong. To turn the tables, the U.S. government must take immediate actions in Hong Kong. Suspend its free trade zone status, enforce Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act, and sanction the governmental officials. Stock market. The markets in the past few days are good tests for Miles Guo's insights about the CCP's politics, as well as international politics, relations, finance, and market. Only when the national coffers, lives and security are in danger, are countries likely to take the side of combating the CCP. The stock markets will fluctuate, like the waves of pandemic. As Dow Jones Index drops below 20,000, the CCP's accomplices' wealths will be halved. How will people around the world know when they can live freely again? It won't be when many cures for the virus emerge, but will be when the global financial markets recover. Money that follows truth and strength is the barometer. Falun Gong. The Falun Gong has made outstanding exposures about the CCP's organ extractions, Hong Kong protests and the pandemic. It has been the only proper Chinese organization outside the CCP. Its members are exceptionally united and loyal. It has genuinely been working to take down the CCP. Hong Kong. Never, never, never forget Hong Kong. The epidemic does not stop Hong Kongish defense for democracy and freedom. Hong Kongish have demonstrated selflessness, solidarity, wisdom, bravery, perseverance and pursuit of ideal. Being divine, Hong Kongish have honored ethnic respect and bestowed the hope for Chinese nationals. They will win all they deserve. Consequences of pandemic. The countries with pro-CCP governments will end up badly. These include North, West and South European countries such as Germany, France, the UK, never mind Italy and Greece. Trudeau only imposed travel restriction after his wife was infected by the virus. Canada will be hit hard by the pandemic. The US unemployment would go up to 50%. Russia will be for sure in danger, given its utterly poor public health system. The CCP regime will surely collapse. Under its ruling, China is a country of the virus pathogen and disaster. The politicians who have played tricks amid the pandemic will answer for their political tricks. Those who have lost money, kinsmen, companies, stocks because of the CCP and the politicians' lies and tricks will surely seek liabilities and compensations from them. Thanks for watching.